Merry meet, my lovelies. Sorry if there's background noises, but this is weekend and I am not going to make my household silent for the filming of video. And I have a feather. Look at that feather. Go away. So we're talking about the word of the month. And the word of the month is an odd one for me to draw up, which is grace. Grace was, I had to look this up because I'm like, how do I deal with this word? Grace originated in the 12th century, and it is a French word. It is about being in favour, and it is about giving praise. And it is actually a Christian thing as well. I know, very not me. But I find that a lot of people vilify different kinds of religions because of the extremist behaviours of a few, or because of personal experience, which I mean everyone's guilty of. Our personal experiences are our truth, and it's really, you know, it's not to invalidate anyone's experiences. But I do know that I don't really know of any pagan charities. I'm not sure if they just have better marketing in the Christian realm or not. But when I was in dire straits, I went to a Christian food distribution place to get super cheap food. And yes, it might have just been out of date, but that's what got us through a few months of really intense poverty at one stage. So, to look at how this word in particular is practical this month, we're going to look at the base meanings of it. And that is to give thanks and also to be in favour. And it, unlike gratitude gets used a lot for giving thanks. It's like, oh, give thanks because you're grateful for whatever. And then that makes you better. But grace has a sort of reverence to it. Grace is being in flow. It's being unobstructive to the universe's will, regardless of your denominations or, you know, anything besides the hardcore scientific atheists of, oh, magic doesn't exist and there's nothing that hasn't been already discovered sort of atheists that really aren't very good atheists. Proper scientists know that not everything has been discovered, and I like to call things, until they are discovered, magic, because at least it allows us to not be afraid of it. Now, I am in need of this word this month. As I speak about it, I realize it, and it's really important for me this month because I have been in this state of constant push and trying to barrage through to get things done. I've been a force to be reckoned with, no doubt, but I am exhausted. I'm very tired, and it's allowed to happen like this. This is not a bad thing that I am tired. It is a bad thing if I persisted and forced things until I completely burnt out. So there's a few big things. One, book 7 is not getting launched at the end of this month. My intention is to launch book 7 and 8 together. And if things don't swing entirely that way, I will launch books 7, 8, and 9 together. And of course, like, as long as all 10 are out by mid-December, that's really all I was aiming for. I wanted all 10 to be out by the end of the year, but I may have to step back a little bit. Not from just from the writing aspect, because like the writing part does take up a lot of time. I'm currently planning the Writers' Festival for Logan with the beautiful assistance of my fellow chamber members and my fellow artists in the area. So it's really an incredible thing. It's so much experience. I'm getting so much experience from this, and it's a lot of work. And it doesn't help that 3 of the cars that we have within my household, like, I'm not super wealthy, they're not Lamborghinis or anything, but my beautiful Hyundai is busted at the moment and needs major repairs. My partner's Mini, it's like his leisure car that he wanted to buy. That one is also in need of repairs, and his Ute, which was his original car, is also in need of repairs. So there's a lot of financial stress. And that led me to think as well, that I get this a lot, all right? This may turn into a bit of a ramble, but a lot of people say, and this has never sat well with me, that our greatest inventions and our greatest technological advances have happened in times of war, all right? Now, I may do another video on the cyclical nature of what's going on at the moment. The turn of the century up until the 60s seems to be a massive century sort of groundbreaking thing for most, at least Western cultures. Hopefully all cultures, because it is important changes. Anyway, that aside, people have often argued with me saying our best technological advances have happened during times of war or for the purposes of war, which is their justification of war is still good. Why are you saying we shouldn't have any wars? And that's wrong. I mean, it's not entirely wrong, right? But it's still wrong, because these scientists, these artists that have created new things were given funding during war. They were not given the funding prior to war often. So it's not that war is what gave us technological advances. It is the fact that people who are in undervalued industries got funding that they were able to make these discoveries and develop these machines and to develop these pieces of technology. When you give your artists the funds they need to survive, great things happen in a community. When you give your scientists the money they need to continue their research, if you gamble on that as a government, you get amazing things, even if they don't hit the mark. Every little bit of knowledge is valuable to humankind, and it may not be evident now, but it's evident later on. And it breaks my heart so much when I see that particularly certain governments, all right, I could get political and really polarizing here, but I'm too tired to do that. But anyway, certain governments will strip funding from the arts. They will give grants to sports, not arts. Now, I love sports. Sports are great. You know, sports are very important for human society as well. But give them both pay, all right? Don't strip one from the other. Yeah, anyway, this is going to be a whole big thing. But the topic of the month is grace. And I am aiming to find that beautiful grace and that feeling of flow with the universe. Like I'm not fighting everything to get a little bit done. That I'm not pushing and struggling and reaching and straining constantly. That I can once again accept that everything I need and everything that I require in life will come to me exactly as it's meant to, at the exact moment that it's meant to. Just to open myself up to the beautiful truth that the energy of the universe looks after me. Regardless of what you call that energy, I believe that when you surround yourself with people that also believe this, when they are in flow, it helps you to stay in flow. When you are around others that struggle and that like they push and they're all about the hustle and they don't have that element of trust that these things will come, then you lose that energy. You get drained because it's all you. Instead of feeling like you have this magnificent, huge cosmic energy lifting you up from underneath and helping you soar on your broomstick across the sky, instead of that, you are left trying to run with a broomstick between your legs down the street as it thwacks back and forth on the back of your knees and the front of your thighs, and you feel foolish and you feel like it's not going to work. So I am surrendering that need for willfulness and that need for push, and I am just allowing things to be. I am allowing grace to flow. And with that, I'll finish this quick little talk. So merry meet, merry part, and merry meet again.